This video goes along with the notes for translations. Translations in math means to do a slide. That means we're going to take something like my pencil and we're just going to slide it either to the right, to the left, up, or down. That could be a combination. It could be something like right and up, could be left and up, could be right and down, could be left and down. But it means to slide. And you've done these in elementary school, but you've never done them on graph paper before. So we're going to work through examples 1 through 3 together on this paper, and I'm going to show you how this works. Now, your first thing that they're going to tell you is where your original shape is located. In this case, with example 1, I have a triangle. If it says pre-image means that is the shape that you start with. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab me a color right here, and I'm going to graph over here on my graph paper, triangle A, B, C. A is at -1, 1. B is at -1, 4. And C is at -3, 3. Draw my triangle. Now, if you don't have a copy of this handout sheet, you can copy this onto graph, just any piece of graph paper. Anytime during this video, if you need to, just pause it so you can copy it down. Pause all the way. Pause all you need, and you can just hit play and keep going. Now, I'm always going to make sure, and I've just not forgot to do it, I'm going to label my points A, B, and C. Now, translate, we said, means to slide. If I look right here, my direction says I'm going to move it 3 units right. Sometimes you can think about this as 3 lines to the right. Okay? So what I'm going to do, and watch what I'm doing, I'm going to go right here at A, and I'm literally going to count over 3 lines. Okay? I'm not going to count the line I start off. Okay? You don't count it. You count the next one over. So it's 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put an A with a little apostrophe. The apostrophe is actually read as A prime. Now, think about that. That's just for clarification, because if I have A and A, you don't know which one is which, okay, because they're both named A. Okay, it's like having 2 students in the same classroom with the same first name. You got to come up with some way to tell them apart. So A is going to be what you start with. A prime is what you're going to call it after you've moved it. Okay, same thing with B up here. I'm going to take B and I'm going to slide it 3 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. And I'm going to label this point B prime. And I'm going to do the same thing for C. I'm going to slide it over 1, 2, 3 right here. And that would be C prime. Now, if you do this right, when you make your triangles, you should have 2 identical triangles, just in different locations. Okay, so it's kind of like cutting and paste or copying and pasting on your computer screen. You know, if you copy and paste something, they look identical, they're just in 2 different locations. Okay, now the last little bit of work we got to do right here is let's tell exactly where the new triangle landed. What are my ordered pairs? Now notice this one is labeled image. Pre-image over here is what you start with. Image is what you end up with. Okay? If they say pre-image, that means before you moved it. If they say image, it means after you moved it. Okay? Now, A prime, the ordered pair right here is at 2, 1. So I'm just going to write that down. 2, 1. I'm also going to make sure that I have parentheses and commas with my ordered pair. Okay? B prime is over here at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2, 4 right there. C prime over here, it doesn't go right or left any, so the X value is 0. The Y value, though, is 1, 2, 3, because it goes up 3. Now, I'm done, okay? We're not going to worry too much today about the rule, okay? We're just worried about getting it moved, okay? Now, let's look at example 2. Example 2 right here. If you notice the ordered pairs are the same, but they're just different labels. That's okay. Okay, just make it a little different. This time I'm going to take this triangle and I'm going to move it 3 units down. Well, let's see, what did we do first last time? Oh, yeah, we graphed that ordered pairs. So D was at negative 1, 1 right here. So that's D. E was at negative 1, 4. So negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And F was at negative 3, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 right here. Again, I'm going to connect them so I can see my triangle, just like that. Now, my directions this time says I'm going to move this down 3 units. So I'm going to grab another color so you can just see the difference. Okay? And I'm going to start with D, and I'm going to count down 3. And remember, 3 units means you can go down 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3. Put a dot. Now remember, that's not D anymore, that's D prime. Okay? I'm going to move E down 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. E moved to where D used to be. So I can use that point for more than one triangle. So that's going to be E prime. So D, E prime and D actually are the same point. Okay? Now, I made this an F right. That's F. Looks almost like an E. I had a little pin mark there. This F is going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3 right here. And there's F. Again, I'm going to draw my triangle. Do my triangles look identical? Yes, they look like identical twins, so I'm probably pretty good here. Now, the last thing we have to do is write down our new ordered pairs. So D prime right here is at negative 1, negative 2. So negative 1, negative 2. E prime, I can cheat and use the D coordinates over here, or I can just find them again. It's negative 1, positive 1. And then F prime over here, it goes on the x-axis because I'm not going to go in just one direction. I'm going to go in 2 directions. Okay? Also, the shape I'm going to be working with is not a triangle. It doesn't always have to be a triangle. It could be anything. It could be a line. It could be a rectangle. It could be an octagon. It could be a decagon or a hexagon. You know, it's just whatever the person who wrote the problem wanted to do with it. Okay? Now, if you look at example 3 right here, it says the pre-image is going to be a line segment because it has only 2 points. And it says right here, move line segment M in 3 units right and 2 units up. Okay? So I'm going to grab my pen. First thing I'm going to do is grab M and N. M is at negative 2, so it goes right here. N is at positive 2, right there. I'm going to connect them. I'm going to make sure I put M here and put N there. Okay, so I've got my line segment. Now what I've got to do is move it. I'm going to be moving it 3 units to the right and 2 units up. So if I look at M, I'm going to count over 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, and up 2. Put a dot. Remember, that's going to be M prime now. N, same thing. I'm going to move it over 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 2 right there. And that's N prime. Connect it, and I'm again going to ask myself, does that look like a cut and paste? Do those 2 line segments look completely identical to each other? Yes, they do. Now, I'm going to write down my ordered pairs. My ordered pair for M prime, because it's on the x-axis, is 1, 0. So 1, 0. N prime is up here, and it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's over 5 and up 4. Okay. Guys, that's all there is to doing translations. If you didn't pause it and you missed something, go back, hit replay, and write this down. And this is going to be a page in your interactive notebook. Okay?